Hey guys, I'm just going to show you my Barton Reading and Spelling binders. This is how I organize all the stuff for each level. So the level comes with one of these boxes, and that's where the actual book is. This is one of the books. And then it has tiles and things like that. But then there's also student pages that you need to print out, and there are things on the tutor web page that you might want to look at. If you go onto bartonreading.com, she has a tutor support page that you need a password for, but you can get the password if you have ever purchased any of her stuff. So if you go on there, there's all sorts of resources, and to make use of that, you want to organize it. So these, what I keep in the pocket is extra games that I found on Teachers Pay Teachers or for free online, or little explanation things, or games that I made myself. This is a bingo game that I made for the catch, lunch, and milk truck rules. The first tab is frequently asked questions, and these are printed off the tutor support page, and it has the most common questions for each one. I find that I often like to reference this. If I have a question, it's usually answered here. The second tab is extra practice pages. Each lesson comes with 2 extra practice pages, but if you want to fill up 5 days of lessons, or if you have tutoring students that you only see once or twice a week, then you definitely want to send them home with some extra practice pages. These I photocopy. I keep these are my master copies, and then I photocopy as needed for students. The next tab is spelling tests. These again are weekly spelling tests that I got off of the website, and she has a spelling list of 10 words and 20 words for every single lesson, which is really useful. So I use these to check how the kids are doing as we finish up each lesson. These stay in here. I don't photocopy them. I just read them out to the student from this binder where they can't see it, and they write it down on notebook paper. The last section is the student pages, and I keep these in a clear protective sleeve. Let's see, in this one I did, yes I did, okay good. So what I do is I put 2 pages typically in each sleeve. So I'll have our phrases on the front and the sentences on the back. Then I'll have the basic stories, okay? And the nice thing about this is that when you are working with the student, they can write on it because it has the clear protective sleeve. They can actually underline their sentences like that, and then you can just wipe it off with your finger. I usually keep a tissue nearby so they can wipe it off, and they can use different colors. Mine like to color code their sentences a lot of times, and if they need to divide a word or mark a word, they can do that and divide up the syllables or mark a unit or what have you. So I have all the student pages for the whole thing in here, which is nice because if I wanted to resell it, I could pull these back out and simply stick them in and resell it with the student pages already there for the next person. It's also nice because this way I'm not photocopying them because the blue paper doesn't photocopy well. It photocopies gray, which is kind of annoying. So, and I have one student who has Erlen syndrome. And so she really benefits from the pastel paper. It really helps her eyes to focus on the print better. So I have all these here, and I have the extra practice pages in here too. Again, I can photocopy these if I want to send it home with the student, or we just work on it in the lesson a lot of times. So yeah, so I have all of these for all the lessons. And in the very back, I have the master copies of record sheets. So I will have a master copy of the lesson record sheet, and each student has one of these, and the sight word sheet, as well as the post test. I have a master copy of the post test, which I obviously make a new copy of for each student as I give it to them, because I want to mark on it. So that is how I organize it, and yeah, this really reduces the amount of photocopying that I have to do by putting them in these clear sheets, and you can find these at Walmart. They're really easy to find, they're easy to write on, and they really do last a good while. So hopefully that helps with ideas for organizing your Barton stuff and keeping it all tidy.